All right. Bear with me just a moment here. I just want to get everything situated. And then before I bring the brother onto the show tonight, I do have a few messages I have to, may I say, pervade, for lack of better words. Let me just put a fresh link in the chat. So just bear with me a moment. And before I bring our guest on tonight, I just want to give a few disclaimers. This is going to be our last stream for the next 10 days on the channel, and the reason for that is not because I deliberately, am not wanting to do streams, but I use an app called StreamYard, which is how I am, going to stream tonight. And every month they give about 20 hours of free service. Okay, so I'm using the free service that StreamYard has to offer. Unless I want to pay, I believe it's like $40 for unlimited amount of time, but I'm not financially able to do that right now. So I used all my time, they awarded me this month. So I have to wait another couple of days until the 24th, which is when all of my my next month's time regenerates, which will be a whole nother 20 hours. Okay, so my apology about that, but this is going to be our last live show for the next 10 days or so, just because of that circumstance. Now, there really ain't nothing I can do about that. I apologize. And excuse me if I sound a little out of breath. I've been busy all day today. No, but I've been, may I say, hauling ass to make sure I could get, on at this exact time. Looks like I'm maybe 5 minutes late, but no biggie. And I will bring you brothers on in just a moment here. Concave Christians, I see you're in the back chat with me. I'll bring you on and just give me like a couple of minutes, man, and then we'll bring you on because you are a guest on here tonight. So we're gonna look to have a great discussion, Lord willing, mind of God, and Sacramento. If they want to join us in this discussion, you guys are most certainly welcome. Just click that link. But yeah, we're just gonna invite this brother on because this brother said that he is the Son of Man here on earth today. So, hey, that could be true, but we just want to have a discussion with him so we can, see what actually is, true or not, because he might be right, but he might be wrong. So we're going to deal with the text and, have a good show. Okay, so as I said, I just wanted to give that disclaimer before we even start that, as I said, this is going to be the last live stream for the next 10 days or so until the 24th, because then my time is going to rejuvenate, for lack of better words. Okay, so I just wanted to give that disclaimer. If somebody can let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, just to make sure the volume is good. In just a moment here, I'm going to bring our guest on for tonight. I'm just going to give everybody a minute or two to get the notification and to click that link so they can join us here and listen live. As I said, if anybody in the audience would like to join and talk with our guest tonight, or IETT or Mind of God, when we have them on, you're certainly welcome to either join us or to ask a question in the chat. But with that being said, we're going to bring our friend on tonight. Let me just go to the back chat. Okay, I see you waiting.
Yo, brother.
All right, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm all right. You?
I survived. I'm doing all right, man. How about you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, man. So let's see. I think Mind of God might join us in a little bit here. But I just want to have a chat with you, because tonight we have a little bit of a longer time, because I was actually reading the rules on the StreamYard, and I found out that even though my time is running out, what they will do is if I'm live when my time is, say, at 19 minutes left, they'll let me stream as long as I want. But the catch is I can't do another show until my time regenerates. Okay, so I found out that I will be able to do another show on my page, which is this one now. So that's good. It worked out in our favor. But yeah, you joined our show. I believe it was the day before yesterday that you came on and we were talking for a good 40 minutes or so. We had a good, respectable, back and forth. But we invited the brother on today so we could, may I say, go more in depth into the topics that we wanted to discuss. Because our brother here, Concave Earth Christians, he says that he is the Son of Man in the flesh. Now that could be true, but what we're going to do is we're going to acknowledge certain text, and we're going to see how the brother can give us his understanding, because I am very intrigued and learning some of these things here tonight. So anyway, is there anything else that you want to say? And also, go ahead and subscribe to this brother. I will, after the show, I'll put a link to his channel in the comment section. But go subscribe to his channel so you can, learn more about what he says. But anyway, I'll throw it back to you.
I was hoping to talk about cosmology for half an hour or so, 10 minutes or something, and then get into scripture, doctrine, prophecy.
I'll give you 10 minutes to talk about that. The mic's all yours.
Concave Earth. What about screen share? Can I screen share?
If it works on there, then I suppose you'll be able to. Yes. As far as on my side, I don't have all of that set up. So, if you can figure it out, then that's fine. But if it's not, then I don't think that will work. But you can try it, man, because it might work. Go ahead.
Are you seeing it now?
Let me see. I might not. I don't see it, but maybe the audience might be able to see it. Maybe it's different for them. I'm not sure. And as I said, I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that set up, man. So that might not work on the show. All right. You could have brought that up to me before. So it's all right.
I'll just speak for 5 minutes, and then if you've got any questions, go for it.
Go ahead.
So we've been taught the curve is convex, but it's quite minuscule. And some of the explanations that we've been given about how it seems that the boats are disappearing and going over convex curvature. There's a lot to be understood about the truth of the bending light that's in the earth, that's diminishing the visible concavity that's there. The perspective issue needs more thought from people that are not aware about the bending light, the fact that the horizon's really like your personal horizon, and that you can only see the some sort of layers or levels of the Earth's structure if you have your eyes in the water. And one of the concave trolls, 𝘿𝙞𝙨𝙘𝙪𝙨, has filmed the water from just above its surface and is showing how the water's curving upwards. And it's the 8-inch per square mile that the elites, the Masons, have been saying is there with convexity. It's actually there with concavity. It's measurable on lakes using stakes, and lasers. There's more proof of the concavity on the terrain, different meteorological and radar. There's actually the radar imagery that was being leaked out, given to LSC to present, who was false Christ gatekeeper. For the second time in a row, the elites have used an armada of flat earth trolls to outnumber the fake concave earth proponent that's claimed to be the Messiah Christ. So you had Cyrus Teed a century ago, and now we've had LSC over the last decade. Until I called him out, he was leading the movement. He had the most subs and attention on him. He was the only person saying that he's leading a group or a mission. Since I've been infiltrated and hijacked, and the crown in the concave community, so to speak, went from LSC to me to now someone else has got it, and other people have more attention and audiences because I've been smeared and everyone else is part of the network. Zenith Atlas and NASA lies, you know, the big problem is namely where the action's gone and how the elites handled that. Back to the model, we can all
right, hey, brother, real quick, not to cut you off, but you know, our audience really wants to get into the main topic. So at the end, if we have time, we can definitely, you know, hit back on this, man. But we pretty much want to focus on, you know, your statement because you said that you're the Son of Man in the flesh today, right? So we really want to know because hell, maybe you are, but can you prove to us that you are, my brother? For an example, let me ask for an example, right? Me and mine of God the other day, we brought up to you examples where it says when Christ returns. I'll give an example. What Revelation 1:7, he comes on clouds and every eye will see him, right? You said it, that's not literal. Can you tell me what that means and how have you fulfilled that when you were born?
I haven't fulfilled anything when I was born. I'm a shepherd, a seer. I'm the Son of Man, the human leader. Son of Man means born to human parents. What's occurring is that all along, like there's been false models, false doctrine, false prophecies, because all the monotheistic religions have a prophecy, and there is these false prophecies everywhere. So the Christians are being spun, everything sort of literal and everything just focused on that points to a war or what's not going to occur, to have you waiting for something to fly out of the sky. If you actually pay attention to what Enoch said, things that Isaiah said, things that are in Psalms, and Jesus is explaining that the Son of Man comes to sow the good seed. Now, I'd sown that good seed without knowing I was the Son of Man, though I had suspicion. And beyond sowing the seed, I'd then come round to announcing, like, I'm the top truther, I'm the king of truth. And I then noticed that the Son of Man sows this good seed and could see that it ties up with Christian concavers, because the Son of Man sows the good seed, and then the children of the kingdom then are or go on to become the good seed. The good seed is not the gospel or the word. It's not what Jesus did. It's what I'm doing as the Son of Man, and I'm here to not really add to the gospel, though someone from Australia has just said that he started writing down what I'm saying. I am at war, and like Neo in the Matrix, which has got a lot of parallels, I did what the humans are supposed to do and bow to the word of Jesus. So I've come with no knowledge, like a baby, and grown up, but I'm a quick spirit. I have eyes of flame of fire, and I've gotten onto the path and submitted to and understood what Jesus said. Now I'm being given a different mission, different knowledge, different inspiration. I've had 3 channels deleted already by YouTube, where I've been teaching all these hidden truths, which that's what in the book of Enoch, the Son of Man comes to reveal hidden treasures, and then starts a kingdom at war against the kings of the earth. And Psalms 2 explains this, and that the Son of Man is set up as Father's king on the holy hill of Zion.
All right, amen. Look, I appreciate your answer, and I'll let you continue, but I just want to make sure we both can go back and forth because I'll let you talk for 5 minutes there. So if you can, next time, just try to keep it at a limited response. But I do have some things coming in. And by the way, if anybody's watching and you have scriptures you want us to read or questions that you want us to ask our brother here, you're certainly welcome to post those in the comment section. But can you give me, say for an example, if what you're saying is true, can you give me a verse that validates your statement, because it could be true, but if you can't show me, why would we believe it? You know what I'm saying? Can you see what I put on the screen here? They want to see if you can give us some precepts to back up with the statements that you're making.
Yeah, Revelation 19:11 is actually what even the people that are being distracted have been given as the arrival, the parousia, the arrival of Jesus. That you think, or you're being told that there'll be a rapture of saints 7 years later, then Christ arrives to do all this war. And it's Revelation 19:11. It's saying that I saw heaven opened, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Now, this is how I first, because I've always felt like I'm a leader, I'm a teacher or something. But when I've been fighting this war and then seeing like, heaven opened, this is a theme in the Concave Earth community, because LSC was revealing it with CGI and CMO. And then I've come up for real as a real truther to get this out and take it on. So other people,
I just,
but I've come on to like, I've created a thing for it, you know, an army. And so the armies that follow after that, it's the Christian Concavers, it's the Son of Man's lot. He's a revelator. Son of Man means born to human parents. You see, you'll be New Agers unaware that the world that we live in and the technology and the science comes from the Fallen's kingdom and the Luciferians. So you've got a perception of this superior great God man with all these powers that comes down and then carries on with the Israelis with the technology. When the truth is, the holy angels are rapturing everyone that won't bow to CC. And it's going back to nomads and a natural kingdom in the natural order without the grid.
so can you hear me all right, or is the volume breaking out?
So Revelation 19:11, I fulfilled
Brother,
that.
hold on. I want to jump in.
The white
I just want to make a statement.
Symbolic of military aggression. There's 4 horsemen in the book of Revelation. They're not literal. You're going to reject me waiting for mainstream and Israelis to say that it's a horse flew out of the sky. You're going to have to just look at my channel, my 4th one, because I've had 3 deleted, and realize I'm the leader at the forefront in the truth community, and I'm the good guy that you can trust.
Okay. Let me, brother, hold on. You gotta let me chime in, brother. I hear what you're saying, but since you are Christ here on earth today, I gotta understand one thing. Where is your kingdom at today? Is it on the earth today, or did it not yet come?
It's Christian concavers. It was the good seed when it was sown. It took me a while to see it and announce it, and it's there in the scripture. He sows a good seed. He's a revelator. He sows a good seed. The good seed mentions in the Gospel of Matthew, according to Matthew, Jesus's word, Son of Man comes to sow a seed. In Psalms, it's explaining the 2 kingdom war, that the elites, the kings of the earth, do something to get rid of a bunch. It's the Son of Man's lot. It's the guy on the white horse's armies that are aware of heaven, that have united up and joined up with the revelator.
All right, I hear what you're saying, but the thing is, though, man, say for an example, I could also sit there and say that I'm the Son of Man. How would you refute that statement? What proof can you give me from the scriptures to show me that you are the one who is in fulfillment of the prophecies?
Okay,
and our brothers in the chat, brother, hold on. Our viewers are asking us for precepts from you to validate your statements that you're making. We would appreciate if you could read a couple for us to prove that you are who you say you are. We would appreciate that.
I've got a few lined up. Can I just say,
go ahead,
please find Concave Earth Christians channel and check it out. But here we go. Son of Man is revealing hidden treasures. This is in Enoch 94. This is the Son of Man who hath righteousness, with whom dwelleth righteousness, and who revealeth all the treasures of that which is hidden. Hidden knowledge, what the elite are hiding. The Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Bozrah? It's later going on to say, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. And of the people there was none with me. There are campaigns and groups, and there's individuals with nothing, or you're with the mind of God. We need a kingdom campaign, and I've started it, and some people have got the eyes to see and some can't. At the bottom of this that I'm looking at, Isaiah 63:8. For he said, surely they are my people, children that will not lie. So he was their savior. Now, I'll interject to answer your question. You're not the Son of Man, either of you two. Nathan, the end times teacher, you're nothing to do with the revelation of heaven open. You haven't had channels deleted because you're at the forefront. You don't lead any groups. I've been running 3 groups. People against
actually, brother, just to correct you real quick, I actually have lost 5 channels. Just to correct you. Now to answer your statement that you made, of course, me and Mind of God, we're not at all on here claiming that we're the Son of Man. We're not on here saying that. I just simply made a statement. And what's to say? It's like, okay, so let's say if I was, which I'm not, but if I was to say that I am, right? And you're saying you are, well, how do we know who's right and who is wrong, brother? And then you also have to show me where can you prove to me your statements? Because you're doing a lot of saying stuff, but you can't show me where you are fulfilling this from the scriptures, man. That's what I'm trying to understand. Okay, because you can say something, but can you prove that your statement is true? So I'll throw the mic back to
you. You have to pay attention. It's like saying, can you prove that David slingshotted, catapulted Goliath? I called out LSC. If you could let me screen share it, it'd work. But it's on my channel. So if you just took a look at 2 or 3 of my videos over the next week, you've got all that imagery proof. I'm just going to have to tell you unless I've got something to show you, or I can bring you up the text or the video. For example, right, Psalms 2 at the beginning, Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? This leader, it goes on to talk about this king that's been set up at the top of a holy hill. Well, I happen to live at a place called Holywell Green and moved up to the top of the hill 2 months before I founded Christian Concavers, and then a year and a half later, it's been pushed on me that this is what the world needs. In my spirit, you would have been challenging Jesus, like poking at him, like, do a trick. You don't understand where you're at and who I am and what you're doing. I demonstrate on my channel, that's my 4th one that's around and it survived, that I'm the leader in the truth community, bringing loads of revelations. You're with the mind of God that thinks fallen angels of God's elect. They might have been before he kicked them out of heaven.
Well,
Psalms
brother,
2,
real quick, you made a statement
going on that you're blind to. That is LSC being retired, more concave trolls and groups getting put out, and the coronavirus coming out within 2 months of.
Hey, brother, don't use that word on the show. I ask of you to not use that word. Refer to it as the thing for future reference, please.
Coronavirus. Right, Psalms 2:2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. This group that are not under the trolls, they've given them trolls. So you've got people under NASA lies thinking that's an anti-establishment and that's the fight. No, the CC are the only problem because they're in the truth and they're not under any gatekeepers. And we can just move forward now. And what it goes on to say is that the king's set up at the top of a holy hill, and I fulfill that. You two don't. You don't live somewhere where it's called holy something. You haven't just moved up to the top of the hill. I have. It is a reality. You could check.
Oh, okay, brother. I hear all that, brother. You have to let me, brother. You have to let me chime in as well to your statement, brother. Please don't talk over me on my show. Let me just chime in because you said a whole lot. All right, and I want to address that. But all we're asking you, brother, is you can sit there and say you fulfill that, which maybe you do. But how can you prove to me, for an example, the scriptures say what? That when Christ returns, all nations will be put under his feet. Are all nations under your feet today? Yes or no?
It says that he comes from Edom and is furious alone wanting help. You are picking one little bit that's way late on into it. He comes, he's furious alone, he sows his seed, he announces his kingship, he tells everyone to enter in. You've all got until holy angels come to just remove everyone else to bow to this thing, and then yeah, everyone's going to be under his feet. You're blind. You've been approached by me, and I'm your help, and you think Earth's flat, or you're playing everyone or whatever. Earth's concave. You're late. I called it out 3.5 years ago. In 3.5 years, blind just on that. I lead the kingdom. I'm a shepherd. You're just there's a division being perpetuated by the Holy Kingdom's enemy. Everyone that
brother, we have a question for you.
You're just the Matrix. CC are out of the Matrix. They're the good seed. You're talking about...
Brother, we have a question for you. We have a question for you.
Black Hebrew Israelites are focusing on the Old Testament, not Jesus' gospel. They're just a racist cult. CC, you can come out of that racist cult and come to CC. Where you don't...
Concave. Concave. I have to... Brother, don't talk over... Please. Brother, let me get my... I have to...
Kingdom-minded, nothing. You're all just playing and then...
Concave, listen here, man. I'm going to unmute your mic in a second. I just have to make a statement because somebody asked me something, okay? So I tried to cut in. You talked over me. I'm going to unmute your mic and I'm going to let you talk, okay? But I just want to make my statement so you can understand. Brother in the comment, let's see, Connie B, they asked you a question. I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to ask you to explain to us. They asked, how will the prophecy of the day of the Lord be fulfilled through you? And let me unmute you real quick. Can you please answer this for us? All right, you're back on.
Yeah. What do you mean the prophecy of the day of the Lord? Because it's being explained that we're all in the campaign of Armageddon till holy angels remove everyone. So Jesus said some will be taken. What to you that's asking the question, that thinks you're like catching me out or whatever, if you just wanted an honest answer, what do you mean by the day? Do you mean like a one-day event?
Well,
so like,
I mean,
or the day when, because Jesus said in that, in that night, some will be taken and the others left. Is that our day of the Lord, or is the day of the Lord what, coming to sow his seed?
Did that day already happen, or is that in the future?
You've got your kooky day one version of prophecy that was presented to you, like the world's given the globe life and the poor you saved by grace. Have your prophecy. I've been fighting a war, and the Son of Man, I've sown a good seed. That it continues. I'm furious alone wanting help. I've been set up at the top of the hill. I've declared I'm the king. I'm trying to get there to be a born-again ideal, Christian concaver that wants to prove he's genuine and come and lead his people and his nation. You are all a set of muppets that are away from that, and that's the way for us. Because Earth's concave, Christ the way. So each nation needs a genuine leader, and they all unite up. What are you going to say to that? You clowns, world. You clowns.
Brother, all we're trying to do,
or whatever.
brother,
Earth's
can I please say a statement, brother?
All the children are given the 𝘿𝙞𝙨𝙪. Half the world's atheist. You're all being played. You don't know what to do. And the big wigs above you are letting Islam into your nations, Muslims that are there for the jihad votes, chop all your heads off. You're oblivious to loads of element, and you're just gonna reject the whole cause and everything I teach, and not even go check the playlist to look at it, because you're caught up thinking that I'm vain and that I want to steal Christ's glory or be worshipped or something, when I just lead and I've proven it and demonstrated it, and you're all blind or can't humble.
Okay, brother, I gotta chime in. I gotta chime in and respond to something. Brother, you just made a statement and said you've proven it. Brother, can you prove to me that you are? Because I hear what you're saying, but you're not giving any authenticity to the statement you're making. So this says I could also come on here and say that I myself am the Son of Man, and you couldn't refute that. You would ask me, okay, prove it. Right, so I'm asking you to please prove your statement to me. That's all I'm asking.
Nathan, if that's your real name, I'd go through all the things that I've said I have fulfilled, and I have. And we could screen share properly. You can jump onto my channel and I'll screen share and go through proof that's available or been deleted or I've still got. I could show you where I live. I'll show you that I actually live there. You're going to have to see that I'm furious alone wanting hell, revealing truths at the forefront. That Sam's explaining how John D's talking to fallen angels, not macrobes as it's been presented. Sam's fulfilling and teaching the real prophecy it's been presented. I'm getting wrathful and angry with clowns. You got some chumpy little wannabe. Everyone go try find Connie B. And on day one on finding me on his video, he's made himself the judge of me. I came up to be the judge, not judging chumps. I judged LSC, then every troll that stepped into it. I'm all your judges. I'm Connie B's judge. I've come to judge and make war. I'm glad I've got your attention now, because holy angels are coming and you need to get your CC campaign on, and you're going to be reporting to and under a CC king, and it won't be you because you seem trolley. Or you're going to perish, mate.
Okay, where are your brother? You're doing a lot of talking. You have to allow me to also chime in.
These nonsense. You're coming into the kingdom of truth, bowing to it, or you're getting kicked out of the creation. Do you get it? Are you confident that you're the father or the son? No. So you're going into their hierarchy, aren't they? Yeah, we can all agree on that. It's just whether it's Sam's or not. Definitely ain't yours. I mean, you're not even claiming to be. But that's the logic, yeah? We're all uniting up into Jesus' team, not the mind of God's.
Concave, brother, you have to be civil and allow me to also talk too, so we can have a civil conversation. Because I hear what you're saying, and I see that, right? I understand what you're saying, but it's like, for an example, brother, if I myself was to say that I am Christ, which for the record, I am not saying that, because somebody's going to cut that up. I'm not saying that. All I'm simply saying is, brother, I hear the statements you're making, but you have to prove to me, for an example, the scriptures say that when Christ comes, he's going to bring all nations under their feet. So if you do not have your own kingdoms, well, then how could you be the fulfillment? That's all I'm trying to understand. Okay, so I'm going to put your mic back on, and I just want to have a civil discussion. Okay, let me put it back on.
Yeah, you're very worldly. You're very waiting for your eyes to show you something. For a start, I'm surprised no one's jumped in and said that the kingdom's within you. Jesus was the king. Where was his kingdom? Did they need to build a palace, give it a name and point to it and say, this golden palace, that's the kingdom? You don't know what kingdom means, do you? A kingdom is a king with loads of people under him fighting to serve him. So the military's for the king, and the church is being presented and run, and the king's got his high priests running it. I'm setting up the kingdom. It's begun. You can enter into it, but you have to bow and come into it. You're under me. You're under your American leader. The kingdom is not. It's not a nation or a building. It's like a family is, only it's the kingdom. So instead
Brother,
of
I
dad
hear
and
I hear
child,
what you're saying.
king.
I hear what you're saying, brother. You have to allow me to talk with you, brother. We can't just come on here and talk for 10 minutes. You have to allow me to talk with you, brother. I'm trying to understand your reasoning and I'm hearing you, but you had to allow me to also respond. All right. We have a lot of questions that are coming in. Our one brother on the comment board asked a question. Let's see if you can answer. He asked, let's see this brother unmute himself. Let's see a miracle. Can you show me a miracle, any miracle you want? Can you perform here for us on this show so that all 10 of us watching can see that you are Christ? Can you perform a miracle for us?
Dynamo can do you a miracle, and he's not in the Holy Kingdom. Or Dynamo can make you think he's done a miracle, make you question it, make you poke for, how did you do that? Prove that you really did it. You trash won't get on the ark. Could Noah do a miracle? I might do some as soon as all you trash have gone, just for the laugh. But you're getting in the ark, or you're gone. Would you have believed Noah? Do us a miracle, Noah. You have met the Son of Man, aka the King of Truth. He's got his 4th and 5th channels. He's sown the good seed, he's told you. Cease or perish. Clowns. You're going to be awfully sorry that you're delayed if you make it. Any more questions?
Well, I mean, brother, we asked you a lot of questions, and what you're not giving us, you're not really answering what we're saying, man. You're just, it's like, okay, we asked you.
What I'm saying is,
brother, hold on.
right? What I'm saying is Noah worked for the Father. Can we all agree? You want to be Christians? Was Noah with the Father? Was he right? Did he mean it? When he said the rain's coming, get on the ark? You are trash, world. I called out LSC 3.5 years ago. You trash. Hope you're enjoying this, Sacramento. Trash.
Hey,
get to the
Sacramento.
There's a 2-kingdom war, and LSC were right about Concave, and I lead before Noah builds his boat and the rain comes. Get in it and stop pushing me for a miracle, chum. If the Lord Jesus was stood in front of you at 8 years old, would you bow to him? What about if he'd have just done a miracle? Would you push him to do another? Trash. You got any more questions? You infuriate me.
Yeah, we have somebody. We have a brother.
When you're all little underlings. I got the highest score in England when I was 11. You trash. Learn your place before I just don't let you in my kingdom. Do you get
Hey, we got somebody. We got somebody that's
everyone that's genuine. Concave Earth Christians channel. It's the official name for the CC mission, Christian Concavers. That's the kingdom.
All right, Sacramento. Hey, look, man, if you want in on the action, you better hurry, man. Hey, Mind of God's missing out. All right, Mind of God's missing out. Anyway, Concave, I was trying to explain that we're having a brother come on in just a moment here who's going to join us on the show, and we're going to actually all reason together. He's going to come on and ask you questions. So, as I said, I'm enjoying this conversation because you could be right? I could be wrong, but the only way that we can understand that is by reasoning together. All right. So I asked multiple questions. We asked for scriptures. All right. You didn't give that. You what's the word I'm looking for? Incorporated yourself into the text, but you couldn't prove to me that you were. And it's okay. We'll skip that. We'll skip that for now. We want to bring a brother on here to talk. Okay. So I'm going to put your mic back on. We're all trying to have a civil discussion. There's no reason to give a bunch of name calling. Let's not do that. Okay, let's stay away from that. Let's just have a civil discussion. That's all we're trying to do. Okay, so let me just put it back on in Sacramento. As I said, click that link. Because hey, look, man, you're missing out. You got to get on in the action, man. All right, you're on. So our friend will be joining us.
Is the wrath of God demonic?
No.
Fresh and new, with your little Spartan. Have you got any serious questions? Stop asking for proof. How do we know the scriptures are true? You got to go see it, figure it out, see the logic, have the faith, see the light, get it or don't. Keep chumping around with black Hebrew Israelites, flat earthers, or just bow to CC. It's up to you, chumps. It's up to you, chumps.
Hey, I have a real question. I have a real question for you. I have a real question. I have a real question for you. Can I please ask?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, here's my question. This is all I want to know. Is today on earth, were the Israelites done away with, or who are the true original Israelites here on earth today? I just don't know, because I haven't seen you talk about that. So can you tell me today who the real Israelites are?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Hey, we got.
I'm not sure if I've met any or not. Don't know the names. Not sure which nations were sort of typically theirs before.
Okay. Concave. Listen, we have a brother on here who wants to have a civil talk with you. Sacramento, go ahead and say your questions or whatever you have to say. All right. So we'll let that brother talk for a minute here. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
What's good, man? How's this sound? It's a different mic.
Yeah, you sound good, man. We hear you fine and clear.
All right, cool. So what's going on?
Our brother here is saying that he is Jesus Christ in the flesh. And then you can watch the whole discussion we had previous. All right. So we all just want to have a civil discussion. So what questions you would have for our friend here, Concave Earth Christians?
I don't really know. I'm kind of familiar with everything already. I've been watching.
Okay.
For a couple
let me
months
say this.
now.
Let me say this. Our brother said that he is Jesus Christ in the flesh today. What would your objection to that be? What would you say to challenge that notion?
No, I didn't. You're not smart enough to be specific enough. Sam's been saying that he's the Son of Man, and that's after a while of being a leader at war for a few years in the public. He said he's the Son of Man, and he showed you that his name, Samuel Owen, parallels Revelation 19:11, and that I judge and make war. It's hard for me to prove what goes on in my dreams or where I'm at and the truth. You'd have just poked Noah and Jesus and rejected him, and that's it. You don't want to humble to God's will, God's work. You're like rejecting Earth's concave. I'm right.
Brother, you have to allow us to both talk on here, brother. We're going to let you talk, but you have to let both of us talk as well, brother. So Sacramento, do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
You know, I've come to the conclusion as of lately, that I actually might be the Messiah too. You know, I don't have any backings for that, but that's what I believe in, and I know some stuff, so I'm gonna believe that.
I just have to interrupt. You're absolutely ridiculous. I've never heard of you. Have you declared that you're Messiah? Are you leading a war?
No, you never. I've been in your chats multiple times. You block me all the time, man.
To demonstrate at all. 3 channels have been deleted. I was showing.
Yeah, I've had 3 channels deleted.
And the rest of the
no, I had 5 deleted
by Josh Bolliero, and now everyone's happy under 𝘿𝙞𝙨𝙾. If you were genuine and you want to help people, you're just detrimental to yourselves.
Well, how do you not know that I am helping people?
You can't. Everyone needs salvation, and that's just inside of CC now. That's the kingdom of truth. You're just a chump with opinions and feelings that can't humble, wants to drag everyone to hell perpetuating the matrix.
Do you not remember me, man? I've been in your chats multiple times. You block me every time I'm in there.
I'll let you know God-man's come, because all the media are just genuine, not antichrist, not Luciferian, no conspiracy. Yeah, the media will let you know God-man flew down, and then you'll humble when you can recognize miracle floating flying man, then you'll be able to humble. Do you know, there's 100 people that are just smarter and deeper and more logical and more humble than just you clowns.
That sounds like me. I'm humble.
Well, humble to CC then, mate, because you're under like some politicians or probably some trolls. You might like some trolls.
No, not really. I don't believe in politicians, and I'm not tied to any trolls.
You don't believe in politicians? Well, they exist. You're a bit off.
I believe in politicians, but it's a concept that they created as well. There's no such thing as elected officials.
What model of the earth do you sort of represent and believe in?
I don't believe in any earth.
Another retard. Yeah.
Another retard.
Hey,
how can I familiarize myself with you if I don't know what concave Earth is?
We'll learn some stuff off the channel.
I've been, but every time I join, you block me. I even changed my profile picture because you said you don't like profile pictures with skulls.
You're probably a troll. Why have you come onto this trolls chat and you never asked to come onto my chat?
Because
I always let people on my chat if they ask.
When I watch you, you ramble on. You don't hardly pay attention to the chat. So when I do join, you're never paying attention to the chat. And when I am in your chat, you blocked me because you said you don't like profile pictures with skulls. So I changed it and come back, and you call me a troll and block me again. Then I come back and this, and then you block me, and so I gave up. But also another thing is, I asked you a while back if you wanted to come onto my YouTube channel.
Who's God?
Who's God? The Father.
Yeah.
That's God.
Jesus' Father.
Right.
So you want to be on the same team as me? Well,
I don't know what concave Earth is. How can I be on the same team as you if you keep turning everybody away?
No, I'm not turning everyone away. It's your choice to just turn and come to CC. It's your choice.
But he's asking what it is though. Like how do you describe it to us is what he's asking. And I'll give you 5 minutes to talk about it because I have a lot we want to talk about. So I'll give you 5 minutes to explain it, and then we can talk about that. Okay, so go ahead. You got your 5 minutes to just explain it.
God created what would seem to be like a pyramid on top of an upside down pyramid, an 8-sided structure. An 8-sided structure called an octahedron that can sort of be depicted like a 2D hexagram, like what the Zionists are presenting on the flag of Israel. God created his house of many mansions, and then the earth around it, and then the spherical firmament in between with the stars. You live.
Are you aware, though, brother? Are you aware?
On the inside instead of on the outside at the top. Sorry, what was your question,
brother? Let me just say something. Are you aware, though, and that's literally the same model of the flat Earth, though, flat world with upper turn edges, which is the Arctic Circle with a dome above it with the sun and the moon inside. Isn't that the same flat Earth model? I mean, what is the difference between the two? That's all I'm trying to understand. What is the difference between the two?
Concave Earth that LSC was presenting is the correct model. It's quite simple and basic. Octahedral heaven, spheres within spheres. We are in the spherical Earth, and there's these spherical layers, so that the atmosphere is like the layer of an onion, and it's, you know, above you, and it's, you'd say, like concave rather than convex, sandwiched in between the firmament, which is, you know, running parallel, spherical. All the other models are distraction. You're trying to get the whole world to realize what they call cellular, but it's better if we just call it concave Earth, because it's creation. It's heaven and concave Earth creation. Cellular cosmology is like, it's like scientists trying to explain concave Earth and treat it like we're not in a two-kingdom war and it's not scriptural, that they're going to now suggest the scientific explanations for this concave Earth, or that concave Earth's not alone, or that at the source of creation, that there's loads of concave balls and dragon eggs or whatever. So you're all 3.5 years late. The good shepherd's trying to clear up this cosmology debate, and the Earth's concave. It's concave Earth, like LSC was showing, luring
Okay.
everyone to a very.
All right. Okay. Now we understand. Now we understand more clear. So Sacramento, I'll let you respond, but then I do want to go back on our topic of which we were originally discussing or talking about. Excuse my stutter. But yeah, I really want to talk about this, right? Because our brother said that he's the Son of Man, right? So we're trying to understand that with the text. So Sacramento, is there any precepts you'd like to bring up that you would have our brother here, Concave Earth Christians, want to have him talk about, right? How he can explain to us how he fulfills that, because maybe he does, but we have to read it so we can understand, how he can incorporate himself into it, for lack of better words. So I'll throw it back to you, Sacramento.
That's pretty much explanatory right there. I just I wanted to get on here. Apart from the concave stuff, I wanted to listen to more about how Sam here is the Messiah.
Yeah, and that's what I want to discuss. Go ahead.
Can I just say that this isn't about me trying to be seen as like great or superior or on Jesus' level. It's about the way in which there are nations, governments, many little regimes or principalities, but you're all heading to the Antichrist world kingdom. It'll be like Muslim or Jewish or something like that. But the prophecy is that there's one world king. Now, the opposing fight against that, I could sit back and wait for a flying horse and do no work and blah, 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 and we'll see what happens. But now I've been inspired to come up and do the work for the Holy Kingdom. I'm the Son of Man. I'm a man. You're asking about miracles. There's no sign of any in scriptures. He comes and does miracles.
There's no sign that Jesus did miracles?
No, his return does miracles. He's a shepherd at war. He's judging and making war. There's murmurings and complaints and people rejecting him and accusing him of being vain.
Okay. I got a question. I got a question. My question is this. It says in Isaiah 66 verse 15 on down, says, "For the Lord returneth with his chariots to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." So I want to know, Samuel, when did you return with your chariots to render your anger with fire? Right? And you can pull it up yourself. I don't have the text with me. But quoting that, when did you fulfill that? And if you do agree that if you're going to say, well, that's not literal, well, how can you prove to me that that's not literal? You can just say that, but can you prove to me why I should not believe it's literal if it sounds like it's literally making a literal statement of something that's going to happen? Sacramento, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Samuel, go ahead and respond.
I can't prove, I can't prove any of this stuff. Like, how would you prove, if you're a Christian and you've already established Yahusha was the way, Yahushai?
I don't say Yahushai.
How do you prove that to an atheist?
Let me change my profile picture. How do I do that?
If you're going to cling on to the idea, because there is this main two themes where it's Son of Man born to human parents will come up a human on his own from grassroots and do all this stuff, and the other one would be flying out of the sky on a horse or with chariots. Because Isaiah's writing before Christ came, ages ago. He's written something down, but it fits in with what the rest of them are saying. It actually sort of parallels Revelation 19:11, like this warlord coming. So when 3,000 years ago, when Isaiah was around, to get the, you know, this is a war. That's how you depict it. Poetically, you're using these visual explanations to depict fury and someone coming to, if someone's coming to say, after he's figured it out, I'm right, I lead, under me, or you're out of the kingdom, you're illogical. You're just in rejection. Yeah.
So, brother, hold on. I have to understand. I'm trying to understand this. Brother, just let me talk, please. Brother, let me talk. Let me talk.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying, but can you prove to me that this is not literal? Because we got multiple places where it clearly speaks about Christ, right, the Son of Man, returning and bringing the kingdoms down under his feet, right? Oh, and you go to, what is that? Matthew the 24th chapter, start at the 29th verse on down, where it says immediately after the tribulation will the Son of Man return. So if you are the Son of Man, well, did the great tribulation happen? And if not, well, it says after the tribulation the Son of Man will return. So how are you here now if we haven't went through that time yet? Go ahead. Samuel, you there?
Yeah, I'm just sort of stumped. It's like, what's the verse? What are you reading when it says the Son of Man?
I'll tell you it. Brother, I'll tell you. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to tell you the verse. Go to it and please read it for us because I don't have the text with me. It's go to Matthew chapter 24, start at verse 29 and read down from that. All right. Read it for us so we can hear you as well. But I just want you to explain to me. Yeah, 24 and verse 29 on down. So start at verse 29.
Just grab a KJV. Right. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Oh my gosh.
It's
you want me to continue?
that,
it didn't mention Son of Man coming,
yeah,
did
go
it?
ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
You guys, like, I was on with the mind of God yesterday. You were
continue
on
and read.
the day before yesterday. And like he said in the comment section, something like, mind of God is a proud Bible literalist. Like, you're going to push everyone away from the Son of Man by clinging to these symbolic verses that are explaining the wrath and what's going on and the war in just all this people to read and see what's going to happen. And the Lord comes and he's furious. And Jesus hadn't even come and been the meek lamb or nothing. You're all just, you're stuck where you're at with your Jewish, literal.
Okay, brother. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Read the rest of the text.
Where Robert Ferrell is very good at understanding the spiritual terminology of John and others. So if you pay attention to how he's explaining the return of Christ, he's a teacher and a shepherd at war, and there's loads of fake truthers around, people making it hard. It's not someone that flies out the sky
on brother. Let's go back. Let's go back to the text. Let's read the text where you left off.
Until you vote for Concave all these years later, you just lost little underlings. And to be honest, you know, you're just going to still be underlings.
Samuel, listen, man. Let's go back to the text you were reading, and let's continue to read that. We've been on here an hour already. Okay, we've been on here an hour, and I don't want to end it yet. I want to continue to keep going, but we have to be civil, man. Okay, I asked you 3 times to please let's continue to read the text which I brought up to you. Okay, because we're gonna see why I brought you here. Okay, so I just want us to read this. Then I'm going to bring up my point, but then I'm going to allow you to respond, and then we'll let Sacramento jump in. Okay, so I'm going to bring your mic back on, but just go ahead and answer that for me. Okay, I thank you very much. You're back on.
Yeah, sorry. What you wanted me to do? Read all.
Yeah. What did you leave off at?
Just read 29. So
All right,
read
we'll
it.
continue on the other. Yeah, continue. Read that again, and then get the ones that are underneath it, and so we can get the proper understanding.
Yeah. Immediately after the day, immediately after the tribulation of those days. It's been talking about something before that.
We keep on reading.
So before that, it was saying something about, as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And I don't think that that's all literal, but it might be. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
So that's not literal, though. That's not literal.
No, it's when it talks about heaven in Revelation 19:11, it's literally talking about
End
heaven.
time teachings.
Yeah, Sacramento.
Oh no, I'm typing your channel into my TV.
Okay. Sacramento. What would you? Hold on, brother. Samuel. Let us respond. Okay, I let you read. Let me respond, and I also want. Matter of fact, Sacramento. What do you have to say to that? Our brother said that's not literal. When it said that, what are your response to that?
Well, I'm a Bible literalist, if you want to call it that. So I believe what it says, and what it says is that what I believe in. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So Samuel, my friend, can you demonstrate to me why I should not believe it that's literal? Because I do believe that's literal. Why? Because it literally says that. So can you explain to me why I should see it differently? Go ahead.
Yeah, sinners know you're a clown. Sinners know everything's literal. So the four horsemen are literal then, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe they're literal.
I never. Hold on, brother.
On a fifth, aren't you? Because you're clowns, aren't you? How much do you get paid to troll lads?
I don't get paid at all.
All right. So some guy that's not the king of truth's a Bible literalist all the way, hardcore. I hope your flying horse comes, buddy. You waiting for 5 horses to be seen around? 5 literal horses from the Book of Revelation, or?
Wait. You said 5. I thought there were 4.
There's 4 that are the enemy, and then there's Christ afterwards.
Wait, hold on.
There's 2 white ones.
4 horsemen of the apocalypse. They're not the enemy.
Yeah, they are. They represent.
No, they're not the enemy. They're directed by the Most High. They're not evil.
No, they're not.
Oh man, that's a good point.
Revelation 6:2 is the false Christ.
Even the angel that comes out of the bottomless pit, that's not an evil angel. That's the one that guards the whatever you want to call it, hell. The angels that you are saying are evil aren't actually evil. The angels that you would consider evil are what you would call the watchers in the book of Enoch, or what you call the fallen angels.
Yeah, the fallen angels are evil. They're the enemy.
Yeah, but the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, that's from Revelation. Yeah, they're not evil.
That's directed. Yeah, that's directed from the Most High. So how is that evil? The Lord is the one who sends them to do the plagues. And also I have to bring up, if you're going to say that, well, what about when you go to Revelation, mine of God's favorite chapter, the 16th chapter, and read about the plagues? Is that evil? But wait, those are the angels who the Lord directed to bring that upon the world. So you see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense, brother. We hear what you're saying, but we're trying to line it up with the text. And you see, you're telling us why we should believe you, but you're not really answering the scriptures. You're just telling me it's not literal. Then I want to ask, well, why is it not literal? You just come on and call me a clown. It's like, come on, man. Why we got to do it like that? Sacramento, I'll throw back to you.
Because what you're just completely missing is that someone, the Son of Man, is at the forefront, and he really is, and he's where he's at. And he needs a massive network to start pulling together and pointing the world to this. Whereas because it's real and he's where he's at, doesn't know everything, he doesn't claim to know everything, not everything's happened yet. You're just hell-bent on picking at stuff because that's your viewpoint, that because someone's confronting you saying that he's the Son of Man.
Okay.
But you're saying you're the Son of Man.
Quite
Samuel.
early on in the mission, and you're wanting like full answers and a miracle and do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if you were the Messiah, wouldn't you have the full answers? He had the full answers then?
No, that's your ignorant assumption.
How is that my ignorant assumption?
Because
The Messiah the first time had all the answers.
No, he might not have done. Peter seemed to think he did. The same Peter that he told off or whatever, told the demon to come out of him. Jesus explained that he didn't know certain things, or at least...
Yeah, he didn't know certain things because he's the Son of God. He's not God himself. But at that time, he did have answers to give to people. Why don't you have answers to give to us now? You know, that's my thing.
And
I'm
also
not saying,
a good point.
I'm not disbelieving
that.
that you're the Messiah. Give us something, you know?
I'm not Jesus.
And I just have to add one thing. Brother, wait, Samuel,
there we
I
go.
have to add one thing. I have to add one thing into
Jesus,
this.
I'm
There
Samuel
are,
alone.
brother, hey, Samuel, you have to let me talk. Samuel, before you respond.
A question and you're not letting me answer. That's what's going on.
I'm just adding something to Sacramento's statement, then I'll let you respond. I'll give you a whole minute to respond. I'm just adding a statement to Sacramento's statement. And here's my statement. There are over 1 million people around the world today who claim they are the Son of God or the Savior today.
Yeah.
Why would I trust to believe you and not the million of them? How do I know who is the right one and who is the false? Also, when you go to, what is that? Matthew 24 and also Mark 13, it says, for in those days, many deceivers shall come saying, I am Christ, but it says, believe them not. What are your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
I'm not trying to say that I'm Christ. I'm saying I'm the Son of Man.
So they're not the same?
People just run off and like want to think like, I'm
Are
Christ.
you Adam?
They're going to tell people like, I really am and I know it. I'm not sure. I know that I'm the leader. I'm pushed to tell you I'm the Lord. I've set up a kingdom. I'm pushed to tell you I'm the king. I show you how everything I'm doing, that all these other people that make the same claim, they don't have all the stuff to show you. They can't show you Rhonda and Omnieris at war with me and asking them if they're Jesus. They didn't call out LSC. They haven't had 3 YouTube channels or a massive Facebook group that's against the secret societies and the Luciferians deleted.
I've had that.
I've had
3 channels deleted in a page.
I show with my fruit what you're all supposed to be awaiting for, which is basically a hero to come and lead for Christians like a boss. Get everyone into the truth and get everyone working in a Christian kingdom together. You clowns, you chumps, you're just the Matrix, you're just delaying. You're picking and piking and you've got a problem. You could just be pooling everyone to Christian concavers and putting a network, the grassroots people all getting this out, but you're all too caught up in, I don't like him, he's vain. Well, I'll remember that at Judgment Day.
But wait, if you're Christ, though, hasn't Judgment Day already happened?
That's a good point.
You're in a day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, am I judging and making war? Yeah. And then on a white throne, on a beamer seat in the end, does everyone get judged again? And are all you chumps judging me? Yeah.
We're not judging you. I'm just asking questions to get it clear.
Come on,
hold on.
One credible face out of this truth movement. Because
uncredible face. I showed my face plenty of times, man.
Show us your face. Show my.
I'm not putting my face on right now.
Okay, hold on. I just want to jump in. I just want to say something real quick. Okay, Samuel, I'm going to put your mic back on, but I first have to make this statement. Okay, we read.
That's what you could do.
Hold on, we read in Mark 13, right? I quoted it. Anyone can go read it themselves. It says that in those times there shall be many false teachers and false Christ who arise, saying, I am Christ, or over there is Christ. But it says what? Believe them not. Why? Because we know, according to the text, that Christ is going to be coming from the sky. It says what? And we went over that. We even had Samuel read it himself. He said it was not literal. right? It's like, okay, well, I mean, what is literal and what's not? How do you know, right? You know what I'm saying? And then he brought up another statement and said, well, he's the Son of Man. So he'll say he's Christ 1 minute, but then the next he's the Son of Man. Well, my question to you, well, isn't Christ and the Son of Man the exact same person? Let me bring you back on. Sacramento, you want to say anything before I bring him back on?
Yeah, I got another question. So Sam,
Go ahead.
what is with you not believing in the Apostle Paul, calling him a antichrist, false prophet?
Why do you believe that Apostle Paul was genuine or sent by Christ? Because he said so. Well, I say I'm the Son of Man, or I lead all the Christians. Why don't you believe me? Paul said something. Muhammad said something. Why don't you believe Muhammad instead?
Well, actually, in a way, I kind of do. I read from the Quran, and John, it talks about how this book can't keep track of all the Jesus's miracles. I forgot the exact passage, but I do believe some passages from the Quran that relate to Jesus, not exactly Muhammad himself, but yeah.
That's the way psyops work, mate. They put a bit of truth in with some lies, mate. I'm the psyop king. I called out LSC 3.5 years ago. Go figure out Earth's concave and
Yeah, I
LSC.
know. I've been watching you. I know who LSC is.
Yeah.
And then the blonde chick that
Okay,
you're always talking about.
Samuel,
Yeah,
I have a new topic.
I'm familiar
Samuel,
with
I have a new topic. I really have to ask this question, brother, because I seen you made a statement and I just wanted to comment on this. And here's my question: what is Babylon the Great? What is Mystery Babylon the Great? Can you tell me that, Samuel?
Do
you not know?
I could tell you. It's...
Excuse me.
No, I can't tell you. I don't. I wouldn't know that like that's the exact answer, and to have some sort of confidence on it. That's not.
Wait. So brother, you're the Son of Man. You're Christ. But then when I ask you,
what it is
you're
ignorant. You're ignorant. So let me open your mind up for a start.
Yeah. Can I just say something?
Jesus said certain things.
Go ahead.
Inspired to us, pushed to.
Let him finish.
I'm doing what I'm pushed to and led to. Father hasn't pushed me to understand that part and go teach that. You're just in a rush for everything. You want everything. You want God, man, to give you all the answers and know everything and have a flying horse and be a miracle and make it that easy for you.
Sacramento, go ahead and respond.
You've already said, right?
Okay.
You've already said. You
Samuel,
can't be Christ comes from the sky.
Let our friend respond.
Talk about concave Earth because you two are just in rejection, waiting for.
I'm not in rejection. I don't know what it is.
God. You've been snared by God, so you can read a line in a text and then reject and deny a brother that's a superior. He's on a mission. He's on a mission that's there given to you in the Bible with the rest of it that you don't like the rest of it. You just want to cling to only God, man, with flying horses that comes to murder everyone trumps anyone or me. You're blind. You're blind, but you've got eyes, visual eyes, to see a flying horse. You can't see Sam called out LSC because he's the boss. You chumps, you could just be learning and cracking on. Drop your Quran, drop Paul, be a CC. Delay away, but you're just the chumpy clowns. I'm the king. It's not flat, it's concave. The Quran's a psyop. It says Isa is the word of God because the Luciferians have buried some truths in it.
Hey, Samuel, you have to let our friend Sacramento join in. He wanted to say something, so I'm going to let him talk now. Okay, so don't talk over him, please. Sacramento, go ahead.
All right. So I just want to say is that we all believe in similar ideas and different ideas. Like going back to Mystery Babylon, ETT believes that it's America. Me, I believe it's a woman, a female entity. You know what I'm saying? You believe in concave. He believes in flat Earth. I'm in between. I don't know what to believe in, to be honest, regarding the shape of the Earth. We all learn different things of knowledge towards different YouTube channels. Like I've learned a lot of different stuff from A Call for an Uprising, Russian vids, this and that, God rules, you know, etc. ETT listens to GMS. He's learned a lot of stuff from them. Him, Concave, I don't know who he listens to, but I learned some stuff from his channel. I learned about what is it, the priesthood of Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been through it and I've learned some stuff. He says similar stuff that I do. I talk about the Saturn matrix. I talk about the Islam. It's a cult of Saturn, you know, the cube, the Mecca that revolve around it, like the rings of Saturn. It's a Saturn matrix, the cube, and the black cube, the star of Israel, Remphan, Molech. You know how it talks about in the Old Testament. They took their star and made it theirs and stuff. Like, we all say similar things and similar ideas, but we all have different stuff we believe in, and we all can't come to a agreement on all of it. But if there is a similar idea, and we all come to the conclusion that Jesus is the Messiah, then that's where I end, you know, the differences.
Yeah, and everyone that agrees on that eventually is under him, and then there is then agreement, because Christ can push that certain narrative and everyone's bowing to it. They're not even trying to dispute it, or they're not even concerned that he's wrong at all. They just, eventually, that's Christ, he said that, and everyone's to be sort of in agreement, in like a holy hive mind of being in the truth. That's what's preferred. And that, you know, people are going to be indifferent and have feelings about things, but the confusion,
yeah, that's just how it is. That's never going to change.
The kingdom's going to want, like, to push like a narrative that everyone believes that. Now, as humans, we're, you know, trying to like do this ourselves, but ultimately that Son of God, Christ's gonna, this is the official truth, and everyone knows it in the kingdom, no squabbling. So that attitude of like agree to disagree, or our indifferences are okay. No, we should all be racing to agree and get to the bottom of what the truth is. Now, just want to add, concave Earth, or cellular Earth, but concave Earth, that's definitely the truth, definitely the right model. And this needs like emphasis, focus on. There's lots of truths out there, and you'll be squabbling over doctrine. If you want to, you know, bring, you know, fish and bring people to salvation, we could bring billions to the awareness of the Two Kingdom War, Concave Earth. It's a Christian revelation.
Right.
All right.
Well, revelation, because,
you know, here, let me just chime in, man. You know, as I said, you know, just, I hear what you're saying, that you are the Son of Man. But I mean, if I myself was to say that I am, what wouldn't it make that not true? Why is it you compared to the millions of other people who say they are? Is it because you say so, or I mean, how do you validate that?
Right, you've said this 3 times already, right? Or maybe 4.
And I never got a valid answer for it.
I could speak to one of 8 billion people that pose the same question, and they would warrant the same answer from me. That you're not furious alone leading a truth movement. You've sown no seed. You don't live at the top of a hill and the place has a name that's holy. You're not judging and making.
I agree. I do agree with that. I do, brother. Hold on. I do agree. I do agree with that. But I can also respond with saying, but wait, but brother, you don't fulfill the scriptures that speak about Christ returning, because we see what it said. We read the scriptures. We see what it says. You don't fulfill that. So how could you say that that is you? You Sacramento. You know what I'm saying?
I do, yes.
What are you saying that's not fulfilled?
I mean, we can legitimately say we're the 2 witnesses. I'm Enoch and he's Elijah, and there's no proof or backing to any of that.
Exactly.
Right. But the proof is because we said it is.
Right. Yeah.
2.5 streams for the last few months, going through it all the different angles of it. We are all in a 2 kingdom war, and you need to be a born again Christian, and you're going to be under Christ.
I'm already that, though.
What, you're a born again Christian?
And under Christ, yes.
For me, I don't think you're under Christ, because I think that I lead and you don't. You're part of the problem and the matrix and the division confused. You don't even know what model the earth is.
I'm not even preaching any model of the earth, though. If you say you believe in concave, I can legitimately go tell my subs to go check you out. I have no problem with that. I've been actually trying to get you on my YouTube channel for a while, but you keep blocking me.
Now you've been quizzing me with lines of scripture.
I haven't quizzed you with anything. I haven't even said one line of scripture at all. That would be ETT.
Can you two, can one of you or both of you check out what Revelation 14:14 is, or I could read it to you, and you
read it to us.
You tell me what you think it means, or what you'd be expecting to occur or to see or something.
Go ahead, read it.
I'll read it for you. So, Revelation 14:14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. So Son of Man's in a cloud with a golden crown and a sharp sickle. What do you underlings make of that? What you're expecting to just visually see that? You visually just visually see that guy in the sky on a cloud. And who's going to film who's
one of the chariots?
The military.
Wait, Samuel, is that? Hold on, Samuel. I hear your question. Samuel. But I just want to make sure so I can understand correctly.
For these two clowns.
He doesn't believe it's literal.
What's the clock tower? If I say.
Okay, hold on a second. I have to chime in here. This is laughable. So our brother's reading this. It's like, okay, so I was going to ask, brother, do you believe that you fulfilled this? He's going to say yes. And when I ask, okay, well, how did you fulfill it? Well, it's not literal. It's like, okay, I mean, well, how can you prove to me that it's not literal, right? And then earlier, I asked the brother a question. Okay, well, what's Babylon the Great? Since you are Christ, right, the Son of Man, you must know, because in your book that speaks about you, it's in there. So how could you not know that, right? Sacramento, you have anything to throw in before I let the brother back on?
No, you basically said what I was about to say.
Right, but it is literal, as we can clearly see by reading it.
But Sam doesn't believe
and if you're going to say
it's metaphorical, maybe to you, Sam.
Here, let me bring him back on real quick. Go ahead.
Oh,
it's not literal. It's being explained like this visual thing, so that you're symbolically seeing it.
So how do you fulfill that?
You know the statue in Nebuchadnezzar's dream. It was something that he saw in a dream. He saw it.
But was this?
But it had some symbolic meaning. So that was in a dream, and it was seen visibly. And then Daniel was asked to go and interpret this dream. Like, what is the symbolic meaning of all this statue? And do you understand? So, Robert,
can I say something?
Hold on, brother. Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
From and understands. I'm not here to give you all the mysteries and all the answers. Christ didn't. He didn't meet people, and then just they get to.
So this brother is Christ, but he don't know all the answers though. But let's just respond to the brothers. Go ahead.
I have something to say though. So
go ahead.
You believe it's metaphorical because it was a dream, and Nebuchadnezzar had a dream in a tower. So Elijah also had a dream or a vision, and God was described on a throne. He had his angels, and they looked like this and that. There's different kinds. Was that metaphorical, or was that literal? Was that God's actual throne room, if you want to call it, because he was on his throne?
That is a fantastic question. Samuel, the mic's all yours.
You mean like, was his dream real?
Was he seeing what was actually there is basically what I'm saying. Or do you believe that's something also metaphorical?
I believe that his dream would have visually been like he'd have felt like he was there.
He did.
Would have been real.
He felt like he actually seen them.
It was real. It was a dream.
The Lord of Hosts.
Realistic. Yeah, you're going to have to be realistic with what you're expecting, and be realistic about the enemy as well, because a major thing that people are sort of naive to not factoring in is who they think will you know, be the one to like announce, to know first. So where's the news going to come from about the Son of Man or the return of Christ? So the mainstream people are stuck in this paradigm where they actually think that the mainstream media will like let them know about it. That something
there's going to be people like that in the end days.
So no, the mainstream's controlled, and no matter what it was, however it was going to occur, from the sky or not, Christ's got an enemy, and there's a network working against the people, against Christians, against Christ.
Yeah, we already know that though.
They announced themselves.
The Masons, the Jesuits, the NWO. We know that already, man.
Well, they have an organization called the Clock Tower. What do you know about that? Because I know very little, and they just announced.
I've never heard of that until now.
They are a network. It's the elite, but they have the controlled opposition network, and Concave Earth has been the focus of all this thing. They had the false Christ there while they waited for someone genuine had to come and deal with it, or God-man from the sky on a flying magic horse has to come and deal with that.
All right, hey, Samuel. Samuel, I have a new question.
Can I finish that though?
Genuine representation.
Go ahead.
Can I go back to my point? Because I don't feel like I really got an answer to that. So, going back to Elijah's dream, it talks about how he's seen the Lord on his throne, and he appeared this and that, and that was a vision. So, if that is literal, then in Revelation you see the Messiah on the throne with the crown. How can that also not be taken as literal?
That's the thing. Scripture it goes from literal to symbolic. You're going to have to acknowledge that, or else you're waiting for 5 horses to.
Oh no, I get that. When it talks about the the 10 horns or whatever, and this and that, the Antichrist and the mark of the beast. I get all that. I see that as metaphorical. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Of course, it's not going to be that, but you can tell when it is and when it's not.
It's being done as if like you're supposed to just know. You're supposed to know Enoch's contributed to this prophecy, and
yes, I know that.
And that this Son of Man that means
Lord of Hosts.
The Son of Man that's born to human parents will come again, like Jesus did the first time. It's like everyone knew this, like Jude knew this. They all know. If you read the general epistle of Jude, he's totally helping everyone out there. He's like, you think that Paul's legit. Jude's trying to help out.
I do, yes. I think Paul's legit.
Well, I don't. You don't know, and I don't know really the backgrounds of the people, the truth about the Council of Nicaea. We just know it's occurred and it's had its, it's.
I've read about that, the Roman Emperor and everything. Yeah. The Nicene Council.
There's been the war with controlled opposition, like the little people. The word of Jesus is out now. Unless they're able to just remove everyone, that word's going to keep spreading and spreading like a quote unquote virus. Well, CCC's been sown and it is spreading.
Let me just say something. The Nicene Council, that removed a lot of books from the Bible. However, you can't destroy God's word because these were later resurfaced, and that's what you have today as the Apocrypha. You can say it's not canonical, but I believe that it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe you physically can destroy God's word. And I get where you're coming from, man.
I'm not trying to destroy God's word. Me and you.
No, I'm not saying you are, and I'm not saying I am. But you said that
you might believe Muhammad or not.
No, I don't believe in Muhammad. But you said that they put in and they took out some stuff. I don't believe they changed anything. You can't change God's word. You can do translations and languages, but you can't take or put anything out. You can take stuff out. Sorry about that, but they'll later resurface is what I'm saying.
You're the Pauline chump that's fallen for a psyop, and now you try to say that's the word of God. You're just going to perish, chump. You've been warned. CC or perish, chump. You're a disaster. You're a hindrance. You're a delay.
You haven't described how Paul's
or a failure of a human and a truther.
Not true though.
Hey, Sacramento, I put him on mute. Go ahead and finish your statement.
Okay. I get what he's saying, but he's not saying how Paul is false. He mentioned that Nicene Council and how they did some kind of disinfo stuff and put stuff in and this and that and took stuff out. Yeah, I get that, but the stuff they took out later resurfaced. I can legitimately look up Dead Sea Scrolls and Enoch and the stuff they took out. I have it right here. You know, people may not say it's canonical or however you say it, like it's not true, but I believe the Apocrypha is true. And I believe Paul is true as well. You know, Paul talks about how Jesus is the mediator between human and the Most High, which I believe in. You know, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And we have history about what Paul did. Paul persecuted Christians before he came to Christ. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying that there's no backstory to Paul, that he just popped up and was magically here. No, we know what he did before it. You agree with me,
Right.
TT?
That's a good. Yeah, I agree with you. Let me bring him back on here. All right, you're back on, Samuel.
You don't know anything about Paul. You've got the book of Acts before the Pauline epistles.
Okay, then you tell me about Paul then.
There's not much to be known, but I can point out some of the things that can be known, that are known. Yeah, so he was a murderer, yeah?
I agree with that, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's claimed that he's seen something, seen an angel of light, had an encounter with Jesus. He's made claims, and you're believing them because you've grown up.
Well, I mean,
canon's been handed to you, and Paul's
Moses had visions. Paul's had a vision. Elijah's had a vision. There's been a lot of people that have visions from the Most High.
Moses said it. Muhammad said, in the Quran, it's written that something happened, and it's very similar.
Yeah. He was in the cave, and he was greeted by Gabriel, the angel, and was given the words to write the Quran. Yeah, I know the story, but Muhammad is not in the Bible. Is the thing.
No, mate, you do not know the story.
I know the story.
Before Jesus was born.
I don't believe in Muhammad, though. I'm not against Islam, but I know the Saturn matrix that surrounds it, is all I'm saying.
Before Jesus was born, the Luciferians that work with the fallen angels, the fallen's kingdom, had been hijacking the scriptures, had been hijacking what you'd call Judaism back then. They'd been writing up the Talmud. It's not legitimate, is it?
No, it's not. It's from Babylon. Talmud is teachings from Babylon. Yeah, I know that.
If you just stop right now and think, right, so there's a gang that wrote the Talmud. Now that gang wrote your Pauline epistles and your Quran. Boom. And Sam told you, and you can't say thank you and you can't bow to CC. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy got to bow to the CC king and his nation. Oh, he's getting trashed. Oh, coochie coo for the underdog.
What?
All right. Well, let's get serious then. Let's get serious.
We can talk about the Talmud. I know about the Talmud. I also know about the Quran.
All right, no. Let's do that another time. Let's stay on topic here. I got a question, Samuel. I have a question.
They're aware of
that didn't answer my question though. He didn't explain.
It's all right. Let him go. He's been doing a whole lot of hopping around. Samuel.
And he just is the boss.
All right. Here, hold on a second. All right, Samuel, I have a question for you. All right, here's what I want to know. I've been trying to ask this earlier, but I forgot about it, but now it came to mind. If you are Christ, right, and we're living in your kingdom today, well, why do we see such calamities happening on earth? Like, I'll give an example. Just the other day, I believe it was yesterday, actually, Haiti was hit with a 7 magnitude earthquake, killing hundreds of people. Why are these such great calamities happening today, now that Christ is on earth dwelling among men? Because when you go to Revelation 21st and 22nd chapter, it speaks about what? That all these things, death, mourning, and crying, all those things are going to be done away when Christ is ruling on earth. So I just want to know, why do we see all these great sufferings
Oh,
and
that's a good point.
calamities on the earth? And answer this, Samuel. I want an answer for this. We're not going on to any other topic until you answer this. I don't want to hear, well, that's not, it don't say that. I mean, we can literally go to the text and read that. It says that, brother. So I want an answer for this. I'm going to bring you back on. Go ahead and respond, my friend.
Yeah, I'm the Son of Man, and don't know to be anyone else. Don't know to be Jesus. I was waiting for Jesus, but compelled to lead. And I was basically waiting for the flying horse thing too. Where I'm at now is that everyone's got it flipped round, that they think there'll be a rapture of saints where Jesus said that some will be taken. And he explains that the Son of
I don't
Man,
believe in the rapture.
yeah, I bet you don't, because it doesn't make sense the way that they say it. But the truth is that it's the rapture of the wicked, it's the rapture of the tares, it's all the
Brother,
tares.
that's not the question I asked you.
No, let me finish. So I've sown the seed, and then it's the campaign of Armageddon, which I'm here for it, and there'll be tribulation, and I'll be here. But I'm the king, and I've already said come in. And there has been false Christs around. There's been a network of them, like troll agents claiming the Christ around Concave Earth as well. So I'm
Brother,
the king. And now we've got the campaign of Armageddon, and we build up the nations. There's supposed to be 70 leaders, 70 shepherds.
Samuel, listen, brother, I let you talk for 3 minutes there. I'm not getting an answer to the direct question I asked you. I'll reiterate it. If you are the Son of Man, which hell you could be, but if that's the case, well, why do we see such great calamities happening on the earth if we can read in the text that when Christ is ruling on earth with man, all these things will be done away with? So I'll give an example. Just the other day, there was a magnitude 7 earthquake over in Haiti, killing hundreds of people and putting tens of thousands of people out of their houses, okay, or at least thousands of people out of their houses. That's one thing you got. I mean, hell, you got all these, murder rates all-time high. You got, all these homeless people everywhere. You got, all this stuff that's going on. I need an answer for this. We're not going on to any other topic until you tell me the answer to this, man. I need to know, because you're doing a whole lot of talking, but you're not really giving answers. You're just saying, well, that's not what it says, even though it literally says that. You know what I'm saying? So, Samuel, I'm going to bring you back on and give me an answer for this. I thank you very much.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue. So they've flipped the arrival and the rapture round. So I've arrived, the work's being done, the campaign of Armageddon is on, and there is the turmoil, the troubles. It's going to get worse. The mark of the beast's just round the corner, but it's the rapture of the tares. Now, I'm having a rule with a rod of iron and trying to get everyone to get united in agreement for Concave Earth and for born again and not for Paul and stuff. And after, it's like a progression. You're just you read one line and then think that, right, so that line means that Jesus comes down from the sky, and it's what that line says right there.
Can I add something to that, though?
It's a progression. He's furious alone.
Yeah, you Sacramento. Samuel,
right.
let Sacramento say
just
something.
one thing. Just one thing. Just one thing. Hear me out real quick. You keep mentioning the verses, how it talks about Jesus coming down on a horse and this and that. But what about the prophecies that are supposed to happen when the Son of Man is here? What about those? I mean, you keep mentioning that and saying we're reading from one line to another and misinterpreting it. But what about the prophecies that are supposed to be fulfilled and going on when he is here? You know what I mean, ETT?
I'll give one. Yeah, I'll give one. Say, for an example, the scriptures say what? That when Christ returns, he's going to gather and fight the armies that are on the earth. And that's in Revelation, the 19th chapter, right? There's going to be a great war, and the Lord and his elect are going to fight against them. If you are Christ, well, why has that not happening? And going back to the question I asked you twice now, which, by the way, I still have not got an answer. I asked you, if you are who you say you are, why are all these things going on in the world today? And I'm still not getting an answer. Why, brother, are you hearing the words I'm saying? Why do I have to reiterate my statement for the third time now? Please give me an answer. I need to know this. Samuel, go ahead and talk.
Yeah. It says that he'll rule them with a rod of iron. So that's relevant. That's what you're talking about, how Christ's going to rule over everyone, yeah?
No, he's not talking about that.
Oh, right. So if I skip to the last part of his question then, that was about trouble in Haiti, is that bit? Shall I touch on that?
He's talking about the prophecy of how
Oh.
stuff is supposed to not be going on, but it's still going on. You know what I'm saying? Why
Right.
did that happen if the Son of Man is here? Why was there a flood in Haiti if you're here?
Right. You guys have got some pretty mad stuff going on, but the prophecy mentions like earthquakes in diverse places and loads of stuff going on. It's just
Yeah.
the son of Man's there throughout it. He's at war.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta jump in here. Look, this is truly hilarious here, man. This is classic. But hey, look, my brother, I'm gonna let you come back on. I'm gonna give you the mic again. But brother, for the fourth time, I'm gonna reiterate my statement. Going back to Matthew 24, when you read about all those plagues, you said Christ was there on that. Well, that's not true. Christ can't be there when it's going down, because if you go past the part where the plagues are, it says immediately after tribulation is when Christ will return. And you read the verse for us earlier. You start at verse 29 and read on down for that. So Christ cannot be there when that stuff is taking place by logical deduction. And going back to my statement, which you really didn't give me an answer, you just were talking about it, but you didn't answer the question. I'll ask, what is it, the fifth time now? Why, if you are the Son of Man on earth, why is there such great calamities that are going on? I mean, I don't understand how I can make it any more simpler than that. Sacramento, you understand my question to him?
Yeah, no, I tried rephrasing it for you too as well. I don't know if
Go
you
ahead and rephrase it. Rephrase it for me just so he can get a proper
I just
understanding.
did. In simplest terms, Sam, if you're Jesus and you're here, why is this disasters going on? Basically, is what he's saying.
Hey, let me bring Samuel back on. All right, you're on, Sam.
Yeah, there's lots of fragments of the prophecy given. So you keep thinking about certain ones. I'm thinking about other ones. The mentions of the sky and the clouds and the heavens, it's that spiritual language. If it's talking about golden crowns and sharp sickles and swords, but there is always this underlying theme.
And here we are again.
A revelator starting a kingdom, revealing hidden truths, sowing a seed. He's a human. You're looking out for massive stuff, and you've got it in your head that Christ arrives fully grown, visible on day one after all the calamity. You two are like stuck thinking Christ arrives from the sky after all the calamities. I don't.
Well, I do, yeah.
No, I won't interrupt. Let me finish.
Hold on, Samuel. Well, I will let you talk, but does the text say that? Now you agree it says that. You said it's not literal. Okay, can you prove to me that it's not literal? Are you just going to say that, or can you prove to us that that's not literal? I'll bring you back on. Go ahead.
Can I prove to you that something symbolic in scripture is symbolic and not literal? How would someone prove that? Because I have my own way of, like, I'd run like a judicial or a court system, and I'm used to being able to prove things, but when it comes to scripture and things like that, there's no way of proving it. I could show you how I've fulfilled it, like, symbolically, but not literally. I could explain to you the golden crown and sharp sickle, but I can't show you a photo of a golden crown or a sharp sickle. Can't prove that.
Okay. Sacramento, you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, we can say and do a lot of different things that we can say that we prove stuff on. You know what I'm saying? It's your own idea that you have fallen into and believed in, is all I'm saying.
I've seen a lot of parallels.
Oh, and by the way, let's not forget, this is for the fifth time. I still have not got an answer to my question. So
I didn't get one on Paul either.
Naturally humble.
I didn't get an answer on Paul either.
You didn't get an answer on Paul, mate. I told you. The black sun cult that give you Talmud under.
I'm not. But What does the Talmud have to do with Paul, though?
Same bunch, same network, same elitist, same kingdom. Ripped Talmud, and then later, after Jesus came, just after he died and went, started on the Paul stuff. Well, 600 years later, they made up your Quran stuff. They come in to chop your head off, mark you or chop your head off, and then you go for it, mark or you don't, and in end, I'll be staring in your face saying you failed, you clown. Should have been CC.
All right, Samuel.
Okay, so
Samuel.
how does it? Just let me. Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
How does Paul and the Luciferian doctrine creating the Talmud, doing Paul, then doing the Quran, lead back to CC? How does that work? So he's saying.
I think he left the room.
he's saying the Babylonian Talmud, the people who made it also created the Paul doctrine right after Jesus was doing his thing, and then came back later and made the Quran, and that goes back to concave Earth. What?
Oh man! Hold on a second. Is this brother doing what I think he's doing? Did he just go and grab a sword and a broom? Is going to say that fulfills the scripture that says that he had a sickle? Samuel, is that what you're doing, man?
I got a pocket knife.
I showed you an iron rod.
Hell, hold on. I actually just went and bought myself a sword. Actually, 2 hours ago, I just bought myself a sword. So can I say that?
You know what I can't wait?
Go ahead.
Oh, this is great. This is the most I've ever talked on here.
Tell us who's right and what's what.
Oh man, this is. I can't even believe this, man. Okay, but Samuel, let me ask you a question. You said you can explain.
Quick.
Okay, Samuel, you said you can explain the sickle, right? Because I see you just got a sword. Are you going to say that fulfills it? I really want to know, because maybe it does. Is that what you're saying? Because I see you just went and got a sword.
Yeah, I'm doing it for your eyes because you're blind. I've been teaching.
Okay, show me.
I've been teaching for ages that the sword is symbolic of just destroying with words. You're just muppets. I'm just having fun. I rule with an iron rod. You're gonna get taken by holy angels.
Can I see it? Can I see it?
The Son of Man's sown a good seed. It's not a literal seed, you clown. It's CC, and you gotta join into it, or else holy angels are taking you. Do you get it? Oh, am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, great. I can't wait for the boss to sit everyone that's successful down and go through what's right and not, and end all the clowning around and the confusion. Do you get me?
Okay, but man, can I ask you one more question? Because my phone's running out here, so we're gonna have to go a little. I want to go a little longer, but I do got to get in before it's dark here, and dark's coming. But anyway, I'm gonna go for a little longer. I'm gonna ask the question for the 7th time. Okay, just please give me a direct 10-second answer to this. That's all I want to know. If you are the Son of Man, which you could be, okay, fair enough. Okay, if you are, well, why do we see such devastation going on down here on Earth? If you are here, since the Son of Man returned, well, why are we seeing all these great calamities that the scriptures say we would see before the Son of Man makes his return? But if you are here, well, why are we seeing all those? And you can clearly see it. Go turn on the TV or the internet or YouTube. You can clearly see what's going on around the world. So Samuel, please answer that for me. This is the 7th time I have asked you to tell me. Please give me a 10-second response to this. That's all I want to know. Go ahead.
Yeah. What you're doing is basing your question around this one line that's talking about Jesus in the clouds with angels coming as the Son of Man in the sky. And there's all these different sections where it's doing that. It's talking about him in the sky, but really, that's like Neo in the Matrix talk, spiritual language with meaning. It means things.
Brother, the text I'm quoting, which you read, you can read it. You can read it yourself.
The whole thing, right, is a shepherd that comes up to lead. Sow a seed, create a kingdom, and lead until.
Okay, hold on. The very text I quoted, it is in Matthew the 24th chapter. Anybody can read it himself. Our brother Samuel can read it himself. It has nothing to do with Christ returning. All it's doing is talking about that you'll see these things happening in the world that will lead up to the coming of Christ. But that particular verse does not have anything to do with Christ returning, right? So we are seeing these signs take place right now. Why? Because Christ, 𝘿𝙞𝙨, is getting ready to return. All right. We see all these things happening right now. So I asked a brother, I asked him 7 times, why do we see all these things happening if you are Christ? And the brother can't answer. All he can do is tell me, well, you're wrong. It's like, okay, brother, I could be wrong, but can you please explain to me why I'm misinformed? That's all I want to know. I'll throw it back to you. Let me just, there you go.
Yeah, you're just basically ignorant and trapped, thinking about certain lines, not aware of all the rest of it. You're taking things literally. You're taking chariots and horses and swords, and you're taking it all literally. So, like I said, you'd have to take the 4 horsemen of the. You're saying that the people need to be waiting for 4 horses to run around showing themselves. In Isaiah, he's furious alone. No, he's furious alone, wanting help. And in Enoch, he's revealing hidden truths, and he gets rejected. He starts off furious alone, and then he's been rejected. So you're just waiting for him to come and then start revealing hidden truths and try to.
Okay, Samuel.
And set up a kingdom. Sorry, happened.
Samuel. You said something. I just want to get an answer for this.
You don't know what the elite get up to, and you're stuck with.
Yeah. As I said, man, this is pretty much just entertaining, man. Samuel, if you're still there, which I'm hoping you are, I just have to ask this: what are the chariots? Are they, if they're not literal, well, what are they symbolic of? Because we clearly seen, and I quoted the text earlier, Isaiah 66, verse 15, for the Lord will return with his chariots. All right? You didn't return with chariots. Okay, so you can't just sit there and say, well, don't mean that. I mean, it literally says that. So, I mean, how do you know that it's not literal if it literally says that? Sacramento, you want to throw anything in?
No, not really. It's more of entertainment now.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to
I've answered my own questions than the ones went unanswered.
All right, Samuel, it's back to you. Can you answer that for me, please?
So chariots and the theme of the idea of someone coming like to go to war, someone on a mission to destroy and go to war, go to battle. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's why I'm yelling at you clowns. It's spiritual war. I'm trying to save just everyone that won't lie, won't push the wrong model of the earth. It's concave, not another one. You must be born again, and everyone's running out of time, nation by nation.
Can I add something into that?
Go ahead.
So, if you come to make war, all right, I get this. Why are you attacking ETT and metaphorically me? I'm not really tied into this YouTube channel. Why are you coming here attacking us when you're supposed to be making war with the enemy?
It's all just a public display. The Lord gets wrathful.
But there's the action. If you know what the enemy is, why don't you make war with the enemy?
For 3.5 years, the elites have managed to still just keep everyone away from Concave Earth while it's been broken and people are doing the best to get them there. You guys are either part of it, little paid troll minions.
I'm not no paid troll. I have no ties to no paid trolls. You can go on my YouTube channel. I've been shadow banned, lost 3 channels, lost a page. Not no paid troll.
Okay, let me just say something. I do got to get in before it's dark here and the sun's setting on me. So I did want to go longer, but sadly I'm going to have to cut this a little short. However, we did go for just about 3 hours now. I mean 2 hours. So Samuel, I'm going to give you a chance to say your last words. I did enjoy our discussion. And if you would like in the future, I will certainly invite you on the channel and we can have another round of this. Okay, we can have another round of discussion back and forth. Okay, or we can come on your page and do it. Hey, look, hey, look, he left the chat. Samuel, I was going to give you another chance. I was going to unmute your mic and give you another chance to make your last statements. Okay, so you can tell people to go check out your channel and to give your last statements on the topics. I was about to let you do that, but you just decided to leave. It's like, okay, well, I mean, just to put that out there, I was about to let you talk to give your last words. Okay, but just to make it clear, I enjoyed our discussion. Of course, obviously, we don't take him seriously. I mean, that's just a damn joke. I mean, Sacramento, what is your whole thoughts on that whole conversation?
You know what, man? I was coming on here to expect something actually different. I thought I was going to actually meeting the Messiah, gonna get answers, answered and questions answered. Um, Seeing a miracle happen on camera. This and that, but it was more of a. He called us Muppets or something like that, and he's the boss. I think it's the other way around. It's definitely the other way around. But when he couldn't answer how Paul has a false doctrine, I pointed it out to him. He says it was the Babylonian Talmud to the Jews was written by them, and then they wrote the Paul doctrine after the events of Jesus. And then from there, they went on to made the Quran, and then that goes back to concave Earth, and then he just walked off. So I answered my own question on that, and
Right.
this and that,
As I said,
it's all good.
yeah, man. As I was saying, I brought him on to have a civil discussion with him, and as you see, we asked him simple questions like, "What does this verse mean?
Right.
How can you prove to us that you're Christ?" All I was saying, well, I am. It's like, okay, I mean, but there's a million other people who say they are.
Yeah,
So what
exactly.
gives you the authenticity, but not the million other people? And if you question it, well, you're some type of damn devil demon to not believe maybe just because I say it. It's like, come on. But anyway, just to put it out there, because I know he's going to do a stream after this, calling us all types of names and stuff. Samuel,
And I'll
I
be
will
sure to watch
certainly
that.
bring you. I will listen. I'll certainly bring you back on the show again. I will agree to have you on the show again, and we can discuss. Okay, but next time, instead of tap dancing around the question, is like the bottom half of Betty Ripson. Inside joke if anybody who's read the It novel. Um, but instead of tap dancing, actually answer the questions. Okay, I asked you, okay, well, what does this verse mean? It says that Christ is going to return with his elect in Revelation 19 to bring a war. If you are Christ, well, why have you not done that? And as I said, well, this is really just entertainment. I wish mine had God to stop by because he would have loved
Yeah, that would have
this
been great.
discussion.
That would have been great.
Yeah. I believe he was out golfing tonight, so that's probably why he didn't stop by. I believe he was out golfing.
You know,
Go ahead.
I like the mind of God style. Like, I will legitimately say that he knows scripture off the top of his head. Like, I know the scripture, I just don't know which passages they are, and I have to Google that. But I like how you ask him a question and he knows legitimately what it is.
Well. To correct you on that, he's actually in front of a computer, so you can just type in a
Oh,
phrase and it
okay.
will bring up all the verses. So it's
Well,
not that hey, look, he don't know as much as I know. I'll come
oh,
out and
okay.
say that I'm the notorious BIG. I'm just being
Yeah.
sarcastic, but yeah, he's just typing in a phrase in the computer and bringing up the text. I'm actually going off the top of the head 90% of the time. But hey, that's all
Oh,
cool, man.
okay.
He
All
definitely
right then.
knows a lot. He does know a lot. I'll give him that. But yeah, man, as I said, Samuel, you're welcome to join us another time. So, hey, look, I was trying to keep it civil with you, man. But you were the one who would talk over me constantly and not answer the questions which are asked to you. It's like,
I had a
okay, I
feeling
mean,
that
why
would
you got to
happen.
do that? Yeah. As I said, that's pretty much just for entertainment. We don't take that guy seriously. That guy ain't no Christ. That's all. Anybody who could follow that guy, man, hey, you got to be lost in the sauce, man. It's very clear that Christ has not returned. In fact, Christ is going to return, right? So we brought him on to have a civil discussion. We asked him for proof to prove that he is. He can't give that. He just said, well, I am. It's like, okay, well, why are you? And he doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just boggles the mind. But hey, look, hey, at least he's the one deceived and not me. So at the end of the day, that's just the way we got to look at it. At least it's him and not I myself who's in that delusion. You know what I'm saying? So I'll throw it back
Right.
to you.
Um, I don't really have any other things to say. Um, you don't mind if I reshare this live stream later once it's done processed and everything, because
Oh,
I can
please do.
legitimately download it. I want to upload this onto my channel because I'm on your page a lot. I've been noticing lately, but I don't really say anything. And this is actually the first time that I've been on here and said more than like 2 or 3 sentences. So this is great. I legitimately love this live stream. I joined because I've been actually waiting for him to come on here.
Okay, so yes, Sacramento, do please share this stream on your channel because I know you have a lot more people on there. But I do
Yeah,
ask you to just put a link to my page so that people can
yeah,
come over here. And
no problem.
also,
Yeah.
real quick, I see we have our friend More Than a Flame in the comments. He put up a statement and said, "I think I can prove that he did return." More Than a Flame, are you a preterist? Because if you are, brother, we would love to have you on the
Ooh,
show. Or maybe you're just being sarcastic.
ooh,
I'm not sure. But if you are,
a preterist.
more than a flame. I'm actually going to end tonight's show just because I got to get in before it's dark because the mosquitoes are coming out. Plus, my phone's only at like 20% here, so I'm going to hop off for tonight. But on the 24th, I'm going to fire up a stream, and the reason why I have to wait till then, as I said, my time has officially ran out, so I don't get it nude until the 24th.
Oh,
So this is the last
can I
stream
can
for a
I
while.
can I add something to that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I've actually just last night I've signed up for StreamYard. So I'm eventually going to be live streaming on my YouTube channel, kind of similar to like this, but I don't have any guests or anything, so I got to find some people.
Okay.
But you can
Hey,
come
more
on
than a
if you want to, man.
Yeah, that's fine, man. Hey, look, go everyone do this in Sacramento, do this as well. Go to my channel, go to the about section and send me a message on the what is it? The
Gmail.
Gmail. Send me a message on Gmail so we can hook up on there and talk in the private chat on there. And More Than a Flame, hit me up in the Gmail. I want to have you on the show. We'll do a whole show together, brother. And Mighty God will join us. Go ahead and hit me up in the Gmail and we'll work out a live show because I would love to have you on. Because if you're saying that Christ did return, I certainly do not agree with that. So I think we could have a very good discussion back and forth. That would be a very good discussion. So More Than a Flame, hit me up on my Gmail, and we will definitely work out a time for you to come on and for us to have a discussion together. I am going to end the show in just a few minutes here because I got to get going. But yeah, Sacramento, any last things you want to say?
Yeah, there is. I don't know
Go
if
ahead.
what's his name, Sam is still here, but in the past, I've been on your channel seeing if you actually wanted to come on and talk about what is it, concave Earth, the concept. And I'd be on the call, but I would not interrupt you, man. I would let you talk and explain yourself in any way you can. All I ask is just don't repeat the same thing over again, because when I watch you, you kind of ramble on a little bit. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I'm willing to have you on because you got 500 subs and I've been shadow banned, so I got about 13, but in total, I probably got about 2,000 people that watch me, estimatedly. You know what I'm saying? Then I got another
Yeah.
100 on the backup channel, metaphorically speaking, or not estimatedly speaking. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, if anybody wants to come on, I'm willing to. You know what I'm saying? And this is for Sam. I let you talk. I will not interrupt you. So let me know. I'm on Twitter. You can reach out to me. It's what I forgot my Twitter name, but all my links, BitChute, Twitter account, and the associated Facebook page is in my about section on all the YouTube channels. Sacramento Truth Movement. Just to let everybody know.
All right,
That's
yeah, man. Most definitely. So yeah, everybody go subscribe to Sacramento, and I also will put a link to what's our friend Samuel. I will put a link to his channel in the comment section after the video processes. So you can go look at him, on his page. And as I said, Samuel, I appreciate you coming on the show. I would have appreciated it more if you would have actually answered the questions that we thrown at you.
that that would
But
have been nice.
yeah. But as I said, we'll bring you on the show again. If you agree to come on, I'll gladly bring you on the show again. And we can have another a civil dialogue this time we can have. I think I was pretty well behaved this time, but yeah, I think I'm gonna, end the show off with that. So as I said, I do apologize on my page at least. We're not gonna be live for at least 10 days or so until the 24th, because then I get my time, brought back to me. So I gotta work around that. So I apologize. Not my fault on that for everybody out there. But maybe we might be live on Mighty God's page. So go subscribe to him. And Lord willing, we'll do streams on his page. until mine gets back up and running. So anyway, you know, I hope that video was edifying, you know, or may I say entertaining. I hope that was entertaining for everybody.
Oh, it
Matter
was.
of fact,
It was
let's do
entertaining.
this. Anybody who made it to the end of this video, I want you to put hashtag entertainment in the comment section down below. Once again, hashtag entertainment, okay? Because, hey, look, these three actors, inside joke, put up a hell of a show for the audience tonight. But anyway, you know, I'm going to end the show with that, you know, so, yeah, you know, I'll see everybody on the 24th. I will definitely be doing a show on the 24th. Not sure if it'll be the afternoon or the evening, but we'll figure it out. So we'll see everybody on the 24th for another live show. Make sure you put on the notification bell so you are notified. And yeah, you know, I hope everybody else has a, you know, a blessed night. Let me see real quick. Okay, well, anyway, you know, of course, I'll end off by giving all praise to Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai for this truth. And I'm going to end off by saying shalom.